Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please, if you can hear me, if you're with me, kindly drop a message in the comment section. If you can hear me clearly, I'm not sure. I think I think we still have more people joining. Because some people are already on the call. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. If you can hear me, kindly just drop a comment so that I can be sure that I am audible. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I'm not sure I'm audible. All right. I'm not seeing in the comments. Okay, if you can hear me, could you kindly drop a message in the comment section just to let me know that you're with me? I'm not sure if okay. I think all right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So welcome everybody. Welcome. We still have more people joining the call. But we're just going to get started because it's time. Thank you for joining our career success webinar. Be rest assured that it's going to be an amazing session. Zoom's webinar sessions are always such an amazing time. And on the call on our webinar today, we have an amazing guest. We have with us Priska. Priska is a BGSU alumni and she's also a data analyst in the US. Hi, Priska. Thank you so
Hi,
much for joining us
everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm
today.
excited to be
Yeah, the
here.
time difference. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. It's good to have
yeah,
you.
excited to be here.
Good to have
Yeah.
you. All right. Before we get right into the main gist of today, I know the reason why we're here is to talk about, how to access career and networking opportunities with an MSc or with an MBA from the United States. But before we jump right into it, I'd like to introduce us to Zim. Now, if you're on this call, you may or may not be familiar with who Zim is and what Zim does. But regardless, if you're familiar with what we do, a refresher is not bad. If you're not, then I'm excited to talk to you about Zim. So at Zim, we're all about empowering bright minds to study abroad. And this empowering bright minds doesn't mean you need to have a first class CGPA. No, bright mind is not really about your CGPA. No, every mind is a bright mind. So yes, we're all about empowering bright minds to study abroad. Zim, sorry about that. Zim is your one-stop educational consulting firm, making your study abroad journey seamless. So we provide students with digital tools and personalized guidance to secure admissions to universities worldwide. And our mission is to streamline the abroad process by offering end-to-end services that support students from application to graduation. So what we do is from the beginning of you applying to a school abroad, even if you are completely clueless about what school you want to apply to, what school you want to go to, you have so many questions, etc. So what Zim does is we offer one-on-one guidance. You're going to have an advisor from the Zim team that guides you through the entire step of your application process from when you want to send out the fill out your admission form, even down to the visa interview. So that's what we do. And what do we offer? Number one is personalized guidance and dedicated advisors. So our experienced advisors offer personalized recommendations to help students make informed decisions about their careers, from university selection to preparing application materials and securing financial support. Zim is with you every step of the way. So by financial support, so Zim in partnership with our loan partner, we can help you to secure a no collateral, no cosigner free student loan to fund your tuition fee and living expenses abroad. Super easy, super easy. The entire process is seamless. So in case you want to travel abroad for your masters or for your MBA, but of course it's not cheap, right? So if you are eligible, we can walk you through the entire process of securing a loan from $2,000 to 100 $2,001 to 100,000 USD to fund your tuition fee and living expenses. So we also offer dedicated advisors. These are people that are very familiar with the application process. There are things that you ought to do when you want to apply, but there are things you're not supposed to be doing. So our advisors will guide you through the process. So number two is that we also have direct partnerships with amazing universities in the United States now, for instance, like the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and Indiana Tech. So through our partnership with these universities, you might even be eligible to beautiful and amazing opportunities, right? So that is what Zim does. So we also offer financial support, like I explained earlier. We offer visa support and guidance. So we have a visa coach. You can get your admission, you can start your application process, get your admission and all that. But then, when you get to the visa interview, that's where a whole lot of people that's the part where a whole lot of people miss it, so to speak. Like that part is somewhat the most difficult and most challenging part. But you see, Zim, we have a visa coach that will coach you through how to answer questions, what you should be saying, etc. etc. So we also offer end-to-end assistance. And all of these things are for free, but I'm going to get there. So Zim has expert guidance, we have comprehensive support, and we also have global partnerships. So we collaborate with leading universities and institutions worldwide, giving students access to top programs and financial support. So no GRE or IELTS is required for applications, and loans are available without the need for collateral or co-signers. So it's very possible for you to get into a top US university without having to write the GRE or IELTS. But if you'd like to know more about that, come to Zim. Yes, so some of our partner schools, we have the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. It's a world-class institution known for academic excellence and cultural inclusivity. And Indiana Tech, these two schools are some of the most amazing schools in the USA. So we've also partnered with financial institutions to provide education loans that require no co-signers or no collateral. And the process is super easy. It's even easier because Zim will be guiding you through it. So if you're worried about financing your studies, you can access a student loan starting from $2,001 and up to 100,000 USD. So you have a grace period of 6 months post graduation. So of course, when a lot of people hear loan, they get scared. I don't want to get a loan because of all of the things that can come with it. However, you have a 6 months post graduation before repayment starts, which means you can focus on what really matters first before you start thinking of how to pay back your loan. And then you can pay back for up to 10 years, which is pretty fair. And the interest rate is fixed. It's fixed. So it's not after 5 years, every year the interest rate. No, the interest rate is also fixed. So in school deferments, no full payments are required while you study. So you don't have to worry about paying back your entire loan while you are still schooling in the university. This is amazing. I can tell you for a fact. And it might be a little difficult to wrap your head around it, but just reach out to Zim, reach out to us at zim.co, and we'll guide you through the entire process. So, if you want to get started with Zim, the first thing we do is to explore your options. Then you register at zim.co. Then we'll offer personalized consultation. Then you start your application process. It's pretty straightforward. So that brings me to the end of the brief welcome to Zim, and this is what we do. So if you'd like to get started, if you have any questions about what we do, if you're interested in pushing further, just register with us at zim.co. Is on the screen our contact details. Click on that link and kindly register. And within 24 to 48 hours, one of our advisors will reach out to you for a consultation. So thank you so much. And it's time for us to get into the next segment of this webinar. So I'm going to be, we're going to have our guest join us now. She takes us through her journey and how we can unlock amazing career and networking opportunities with a master's degree from the US. Thank you so much, Priska. Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Priska Omugbe. I'm a data analyst and I'm a BGSU alumni. BGSU means Bowling Green State University. So in the course of the presentation, I'll use BGSU. It just means Bowling Green State University. And that was a wonderful presentation by Zane. And I feel like you guys have like great services because like that hand holding process is really important. And that's something I struggled with in the earlier part of like my application. I also got a loan in the course of my study. I'll talk about that like into the presentation. Yeah, first of all, I would like you guys to meet me. I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Delta State. I had my bachelor's in economics at Landmark University. I had a CGPA of 4.7 out of a 5.0. I finished school in 2016, and in January of 2017, went for my NYC, started working the year after, that was 2018, worked till like April, till like June, July 2022. And I would say like my second job, which I started in May 19, really exposed me to like the data world. And that's where my interest for like data kind of like picked up. I worked there as a business analyst. And in August 2022, I came to the US for my master's in applied statistics at Bowling Green State University. Finished in April 2024 and got a job almost immediately. I work as a data analyst at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia. If I'm not doing all of these career things, I have other things that I enjoy doing. I love designing. I do a lot of graphic designs. I love to create videos. I love to take pictures of nature and structures. And these are some of the pictures I took. I love to travel. I am from a family of two. I have a younger sister. And one of the fun facts about me is that I love to walk. I take a lot of walks. I'm the girl that use the stairs rather than the elevator. I'm the girl that would rather walk than take the bus. So I really love to walk because for me, I feel like it's therapeutic and it just kind of has a way of helping me think through things. Yeah, so diving into the big topic of today, before we go in, ask us a very, very, very sincere question that what is your why? I feel like before you start any journey, your why is like really, really important. Like it's so important because it helps you on that journey. You remember why you started. Coming to study abroad, it's a good feeling like, I had my master's in this place, I had my PhD in this country. It feels good. But beyond all of those feelings, what is your why? So for some people, it will be they want to get exposure, they want better opportunities, they want to further their education, increase their income, and more. But beyond even all of these things that are why, there's something I've learned is like, what is the spiral effect of this? So for me, my major why I really wanted to study, I've always wanted to study abroad for such a long time. My major goal for me was I wanted to get a degree from a country that is not in Africa. And because I wanted to have this global exposure. But then beyond this, there's more to it. The fact that it's going to open me up to good opportunities. It's going to help me increase my income as a person. I'm going to be able to help my family, support my friends, help people around me, help the less privileged, like make impact, connect to people on a global landscape. So these are like the spiral things that you should also think of because when you realize that this opportunity is not just for me alone, it has the power to impact people and help people. So it's more of something that is purposeful than just something that you just casually want because it feels good or because it sounds good. So I like you to ask yourself that question like, why do I want to study abroad? Like think through it, write it down. If you want to put it in the comment section, fine. If you want to take a notepad and just write it down, or maybe after the session, spend some time and think through everything you will hear today. It would really, really be good because you really need a strong why. Because the process can be daunting sometimes, can be rigorous, but you really need that strong why. My scholarship journey started in 2017 during my NYC. I first applied to like just because I wanted this master's degree. I really wanted it. I applied to Commonwealth Scholarship in 2017. I didn't finish, but then I applied again in 2018 because I had a friend that would finish from school. He got in that 2017, like he was going to resume 2018. And I'm like, if this guy can get this admission and this scholarship, then I should, because we had like similar leadership roles, similar degrees, first class student, and all of those things. I applied again to Commonwealth and Shivning, and I was rejected. I was sad. I'm like, you know what, this is not for me. But there's something deep down with him that I really wanted to study. So, but in 2019, I'm like, you know what, I'm not doing it again. But then, fast forward to 2020, I was like, you know what, let me give it a try again. So now I was not only looking at the UK because I was looking at the UK. That was all the scholarship I knew, Commonwealth or Shivning. So our MasterCard. So I tried MasterCard in 2020, rejected. Applied to MEX. MEX is a Japan's scholarship in quotes, rejected. So you can see them stipendium and all these people. I was rejected, and I'm like, wow, am I? Is this thing can affect your how you see yourself? Like honestly, because I'm like, these people that are getting in, do they have to hit? What are they doing that I'm not doing, and all of that. So this now made me to start to research. So I was on every webinar that had to do with studying abroad. I was anything that had to do with scholarship, studying anything that had, I was on every webinar. I was listening, hearing people share their story. So it was really helping me to see what was missing. And I think what was missing for me was telling my story in a unique way. These people had experiences. Some of them I even have better experience and exposure than them, but they are getting in and I'm not. So applied again in 2021 and then all of these rejections. But something changed in 2021. I was now on the waiting list for two of those scholarships I applied to. Erasmus, I also applied to Sweden. I was on the waiting list. And then I applied to a lot of UK universities too. I've applied to, I'm sure like almost all schools will have my details in the UK because I applied, because when you apply for Commonwealth and Shivney and all these things, you're applying to different schools too. But I also decided to apply to schools alone and not go through any admission route, like any scholarship route. But then UK, you get admissions, but you don't really have the funds to pay the fees. And then somehow my friend, and I'll just say this is just God orchestrating my path. My friend, a colleague, they were like, Priska, I think you should look at the US. I'm like, hey, US, I don't want to write IELTS. I don't want to write TOEFL. I don't want to write GMAT. I cannot do all of that. But then I found out that COVID just happened. They were waiving a lot of these requirements. And that was how, like, I applied to these schools and then I started a lot of application. I was always tracking it, but I applied to five. And this five, I finally submitted application for. I got admitted in all of them. Then I got some form of scholarship in all of them, aside from one. So I'm like, so this has been like a rundown of my journey, what my journey has looked like. And they'll also touching part on like, because I talked about getting a loan. So I finally went to Bowling Green State University because the funds they were offering me, it was good, but then it was like 50%. So I still had another 50% to pay. And that's where like I got a loan in my second year and I was able to pay my fees. I'm currently paying back gradually, but yeah, just as Olaide said, like you don't have to pay them all at once. And honestly, getting a loan can be very daunting because you need co-signers, and who is going to be your co-signer? But yeah, but having this kind of community that helps you with all of that, I think is like something really great. And the interest rate also feels good. So that's like something that I did. I got a loan and then paid my remaining half of the fees. Yeah, currently paying back. So how can the US degree impact your career and your network? Because for every benefit there's a cost to pay. Yeah, so me getting a loan is a cost. Coming here is a cost. I was working in a very good place, in a very good company, so I was able to save a lot, and I used to travel a lot to different countries and do a lot of projects. So I saved all this money, but it was risky plunging all of those money I had saved for like how many years just to take flights, come here, pay this and that, and then start my whole life afresh. But I feel like for everything you want, there's a price to pay. Yeah, there's a price to pay. And one of the benefits you get with a US degree or studying in the US, and I'll really say getting to the US is easy, really. I feel like you don't have to go through a lot of scholarship pools where there are 1 billion people applying for one scholarship, where it happens to be that even though you are qualified, we are sorry, we've gotten to our cap. But there are so many schools in the US. There are over 4,000 schools in the US, and a lot of these schools, they have some level of scholarship that they give. Though you might need to augment, but so for me, it's a global connection. Like studying gave me the opportunity to meet with different people, like different people from different countries of the world, people from like other Africans, Tanzanians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, Ugandans. Like I just met so many Africans. I met people from Chinese, Bangladesh, Iran, like so many people from places that I would never have met. Like it would just be me and maybe my dearly beloved Africans. But then like having to meet these different people, being with them in the same class, sitting together, learning, being in groups, having to have conversations. You get to learn about people's culture, how they do things, their way of life. Like it's just really, really beautiful to see. And I would say that's something that I really, 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 really treasure so much. I also had professors from different parts of the world, Americans, Africans, Asians, Hispanics. Like it was just really, 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 it was just like really wonderful. Yeah, and all of that. So I would say that like these experiences are like priceless. They are priceless. Also, studying here, you get a lot of schools actually have like this thing they call career fairs. So career fairs, companies come for these career fairs. They are looking for students for internship. They are looking for students for even for jobs, like which is very foreign to the Nigerian experience. I went to a private school in Nigeria, but I never saw a company come look for any students. You know how it is in Nigeria. So, but yes, people are coming to recruit students. And when you even approach them, they'll have tables, just like you can see in my picture. They'll have tables. You approach them, you ask them, what do you people do? They will answer you, they will explain, they will tell you, we would love you to come and join us. Can you get your resume and all those things? And I'm like, wow. So you mean people can be running after students with this kind of opportunities? That was like something that was really fascinating for me. Some of my friends, they got internships from these platforms. Some of my friends, they got jobs. I didn't get any anyways, but it was just a good experience to see. You can speak to recruiters, you can ask them things really like, just ask them about their company. It's just because in Nigeria, which recruiter, if a recruiter speaks to you in Nigeria, you'll be like, oh my God, it feels like you've won lottery. But here it's the norm. They're even begging you, they are beckoning you, they want you to join them. And that's something that I really, really saw that was so different and like so good because they're able to build this network, these recruiters. You can follow them on LinkedIn, they post internships, they post job opportunities, you can apply, which I really think is something that is really, really awesome. Another benefit for me is practical learning. So you don't just every course I took about 13 courses, and for every course I took in the 2 years I was doing my master's, we always had a project at the end of every course. And that for me is phenomenal because the only time I did projects, it was my undergraduate project, sorry. That's the project I did. Like, we don't just write only exams, we do projects. And a lot of time, some companies can even, oh, I did statistics. So my program was like a kind of foundation for people that wanted to go into data science, data engineering, business intelligence, business analysis, data analysis, experimenters, researchers. So it just gave like, so there was like this broad pool of people and all of that. So you can get some companies, they will come and they'll tell you about their company that they want to do a project in your school. Maybe they can take out a course for you to analyze like some kind of their company's data and find trends and find patterns. So you have this real world feel of what you are doing, right? So like we had like this business intelligence class, we did like our presentation on a dashboard, helping to curb electricity consumption. And like you just get, even though this data are like sample data, you can use them to have a feel of what it feels like to be an analyst in different kinds of fields. And that thing I would really say is like the work-life balance. Yeah, the work-life balance is is wonderful because the schooling here in the US is actually rigorous. I will not take that. It's rigorous. But somehow there's this balance that comes with it because You go on campus, you see these people playing music and everything. The way they play hard, they study hard. Like that's how it is. So even working, I see a lot of work-life balance. Some days my boss is like, "Oh, I'm working from home today. My child is ill," and I'm like, "Wow, in Nigeria, that's a lot." Like you are ill, they are still sending you work to do. They are telling you to bring doctor's reports. Of course, yeah, if you say you are ill here, they want to see like a medical some reports, but like it's just really flexible. I can take leave. I have days allotted to me for leave. I can take leave and not feel guilty that I'm going on leave. I can take leave and not feel like people are dumping work for me or sending me emails during the time I'm away. So like there's this work-life balance for I don't know if it's just where I work, but like it's really amazing. And that's something that I really see that is really different from working in Nigeria. I worked in Nigeria for like 4 years plus. And I do not see that. Even on Sundays, you are working, Saturdays, you are working. I work only Mondays to Fridays. Those are because I work 40 hours a week. That's all. My Saturday, my Sunday, I do not open my laptop. I do not do it, except maybe I just want to do something by myself, but nobody's obligating me to do it. So, navigating cultural and academic challenges. So, there are so many shockers you will get when you come here. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it, but everything is worth it because for you to experience growth, you will have to the expansion comes with its pain. So I would say first of all is community. Like it was I was lucky. There's a huge Nigerian community in Bowling Green State University, an African community in Bowling Green State University. So it was easy. But here the US can be really lonely. So this community is so important. So like joining a church, finding your own people is really important. So I would say at first I struggled with that for like a few because I came in early. I came to the US on the 7th of August. I do not remember exactly, or 5th, thereabout. So for those 2 weeks I stayed before school resumed, like it was so lonely. It was so lonely. You don't even know who is living your next door neighbor. You don't even know anybody. Like it was so lonely. And this thing can affect like your mental health. So like finding a community of like-minded people, either you are related by faith or you are related by culture, continent, or there are even like groups on campus that help wellness. Like the school has a lot of resources and communities you can join to be a part. Don't just also be a part and just say, I want to relate with my Africans and all those things. Relate with the whites, the black, relate with everybody because that's how you get to experience your studying there. Don't just go to the US, be in a school and only relate with Nigerians. No, relate with people, diverse people in your classes. At first, when I came the first semester, I only speak to Nigerians or highest Ghanaians. I don't really talk because I'm like, I don't know these people, Americans and all those things and all da. And I'm like, after a while, I told myself it will not work. It would not work. So I just became open, to speak to a lot of people and all of that. And having friends like from different places is like so wonderful. Yeah. So on that thing, I would say that was a huge challenge would be the grading system. Like in Nigeria, I remember that A starts from is it 75 or 8 or 70? I would think it's 75. But here, A starts from 90. Some professors will say A starts from 95. So that grading system, it was a huge problem because if you have 60 from 69 downwards, is D and F. Like you take the course again. So A is from 90 upward, B is from 80 upwards, and C is from 70 upwards. So, like having to navigate this part, it was really difficult. So, what it means is that you have to be tracking your grades. You have to be tracking your grades. When you have assignments, you have anything that allows you to take home, maybe take home assignments, group work. Make sure you put in your best and make sure you get a perfect score. Leave the margin of error for when you are in doing a quiz in class or writing an exam in class and you forget some things. But because you can get an assignment and they give you 10 questions, the assignment is over 10, and you get 8 over 10. Your grades are already dropping. 8 over 10 is not bad. You do another one, you get maybe like 9 over 10. 9 over 10 is not bad. You do another one, you get like 7 over 10. It's not bad. But you see these small marks, your grades are dropping. And before you know, you are struggling to have an A. Or maybe you are struggling to be in a B position. So like I would say that what I learned from this challenge was like immediately the school starts. In Nigeria, when school starts, the first week is just like we are playing, we are school never really start like that kind of thing. Like people are just like around. You can almost feel it that things are not really happening. But here, the first day of class, you have assignments. In fact, all your assignments has already been on your canvas, like you see them on your dashboard at the beginning of the semester. Professors will not tell you you have an assignment coming up. It's your duty to track it. So it's a is a system that you just want to be on your A game. Also, language barrier. Coming here, I watch American movies and all this, but man, it's different because Americans speak very fast, very fast. So you have to. I remember my first class. I came out of the first class. I was like, man, who sent me? I did not hear nada. I was like, how, how am I going to cope? And then I remember sitting in my room. I was so sad. I was speaking to my housemate. She's also in India. She was just laughing. She was like, don't worry, you'll be fine. And so what I started doing when I go to class, I will record. Even though sometimes I don't listen to the recording, I'll record. I start opening my ears to hear. But over time, you get used to it. Another thing is to, once you don't understand, reach out to your next classmate that you think understands and they can help you. So another thing is just the fast-paced environment. Like I already said when I just spoke about it, it's very fast. Everything is happening very fast. So you finish a class, you don't understand, reach out for help. Don't wait and say, oh, and before the next class I will. No, before the next class, because they are building on a foundation. So you want to be really fast. These were things that it shocked me, but I just had to find a way to navigate it. Yeah, my first semester was a disaster, to be honest. Disaster. Like my grades were very bad. Looking at somebody that had a first class in Nigeria. Yeah. So I knew that I needed to sit up and all of that. So these are like some of the cultural and academic challenges that I faced. Talking about securing internships and jobs, it's a very intentional process. So my first year, after the first year, you have a summer. You have like summer, which starts in May and ends in like August for some people. So you get to work. My first year, I did not get any internship. Zero internship. Was I applying? Yes, I was applying. No internship. So I didn't get an internship, but in that period, I was working on campus. And then I was like asking myself, like, this my program is vast. What can I do with this program and all of that? So I found out that okay, I could be a data engineer, I could be a business intelligence analyst and all of that. And I told myself, you know what? I want to be a business intelligence analyst because as a business intelligence analyst, you don't only just analyze data and find trends like a data analyst, but you also get to create like dashboards. I love design. So it's more like I love the numbers, I love the design, and this was the perfect part for me. And so I defined the part, look for the skill. What skills do I need? I need to learn how to query databases. I need to learn how to visualize the data. I need to learn how to clean the data. So, okay, I needed 3 skills. I needed to learn SQL, Power BI, or Tableau. I needed to also learn maybe using Python to clean my data and just a cleaning method. And then I went ahead and learned all these things during the summer. And then after that, created project. Of course, every course we had projects, and knowing this path really helped me in picking the right courses. So because some of these courses were elective, I took courses like business intelligence. It was an elective course. MBA was an elective course for my program. I took a database management. It was an elective course, but I knew I needed it because I already found a path for myself. So went ahead on my own, kept studying, improving on these skills, did projects, organized the projects in a way, put them on GitHub, did them on Tableau and all these things. and then added it to my resume. That was what I was doing that was not different. So I was telling people that I can do this, but I was not showing them what I had done. So for me, putting this project on my resume, it came from a place of speaking to a friend that got an internship in Amazon. He currently works in Google. I'm like, guy, please can I see your resume? And then he showed me, and I'm like, oh, I see the missing link. So quantifying your when you're saying you did something, quantify how many percentage, what's the number, how did it affect, what's the action you took, how did it help the company, how did it help you, how did it help your colleagues, and all those things. Very, very important. Another thing is to start early. Start early. So for internships that will start in May, already opened up slots in October of the previous year. So why are you waiting? Why are you waiting till March? Because by March, people have already received their offers and everything. I got an internship opportunity when I was going to finish my program. I applied in August of the year before. By March of 2024, I already got accepted. I already got a placement. I already got the internship. So if I was applying in March, like, what are you applying for? You're applying late. So it's teaching time, they say it saves nine. My friend will say something like, it's the person that goes to the stream early that will see clean water. So applying early cannot be overemphasized, whether for jobs, whether for internship, and all of that. Also, having network of like-minded people, follow recruiters on LinkedIn, healthy relationships. Even like when you get to do interviews and you don't get accepted, don't be angry and be like, oh, I don't. They send you like, because if you, by the time you do interviews, you had a closer relationship to the recruiters than just the people that applied and received general rejection. So you want to like tell them, like, I think there was this, I finally got a job with these people. So I got into an interview with them, did first stage, second stage, third stage, and they told me that, oh, sorry, we didn't get to pick you. And then I just told the lady that, thank you for the opportunity. I have learned so much. Having this experience is really going to help me on my career path. I see the places I can improve on. And she says, all right, it was nice getting to know you. I'll be on the lookout for any opportunity that I think will suit you. And I said, thank you. Months after that, she sends me a link, apply for this job. Your skill set fits this perfectly. She sent me both positions, a higher and a junior role. And then I applied. Long story short, did like 3 stages of interviews, both the technical part. I also got that job. So like this taught me that don't be angry with recruiter when they don't pick you. Like try to form a relationship as much as possible with them, because they will always have you like at the back of, they will always have you in mind. So at the end of the day, with all the things I had learned and all the things I have learned, I applied everything. I got 3 offers by the time I was done, before I finished in April. I already got an internship offer that had the possibility to become a full-time job as a data analyst intern. Two Less than 4 weeks after graduation, I got a data analyst job at Emory University where I'm currently working. I also got like another job to be a database administrator. Yeah, so this just shows me that, well, if you put in the work, because you have to put in the work, what they teach you beyond the classroom is not enough. You have to be very, very intentional. So this is how, like, these are some of the strategies. Follow people on LinkedIn. Just be very intentional. Make sure that you are reviewing your, when they send you rejection, you are, why was I rejected? You are improving, you are learning. Don't get to a point that you're like, oh, I've arrived. Even me right now, if I want to apply for jobs now, this is my resume I have. I'm going to brush up on it. How can I make it better? What can I do? What can I do that will be better? I'm not feeling like, oh, I got 3 jobs before by the time I graduated. That was then. Things are changing. So just have that constant change mindset. And then my final words I would say is that a US degree, it will give you an opportunity to have thousands of jobs. I know that in Nigeria we have a lot of people chasing fewer jobs, but here we have a lot of jobs chasing fewer people. So you have a lot of job opportunities actually. And you get to work with top companies, get to work in places like Google, Amazon, with Tesla, like all these very big companies, you get to work with them. Like, and it's so wonderful. Like, I know I'm not working with them yet, but oh, I got my goal. So like it's like really, really important to, like, these are like some of the things that it does for you. Like no matter anywhere in the world, if you say that, let's say you worked in Google, like it just somehow just opened doors for you. Even though you leave Google and go somewhere else, the fact that you worked in Google, it gives you like that kind of respect. So like you have this opportunity to work with top companies in the world when you school here. So you have to be willing to remain persistent, resilient, and keep your faith alive till you get your years and transition here, because like you face challenges, you get lots of rejections and all of that. Like just like me, so many my whole journey. And as God will have it, I was learning a lot in that process. Applied to the US for the first time, got admitted in all the schools, got some level of funding. But it was a journey. Like I had experienced rejection, a lot of rejection before getting here. Even for my jobs that I got, experienced so many rejections from my job before actually getting here. So, and I think I'll end with those words that you should be resilient, persistent, keep faith alive till you get the yes and transition here. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. If you want to reach out to me, this is my Instagram handle. You can always reach out to me, send me a message. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Krista. That was amazing. That was so awesome. Thank you. That was so insightful. I mean, I
Thank
had to
you.
take some notes myself. That you never know when never know when you need some lessons. So some of the key points that I'd like to reemphasize to our audience is: number one, you need to take advantage of the opportunities around you. So remember that you mentioned, that you used to attend job fairs, used to attend career fairs. So just these things that people might naturally find boring. But it's an amazing
Yeah.
place to network and meet other people that could potentially open doors, sometime in the future. And something else that I loved is how that you did not allow maybe your first results to discourage you. It's so possible when you're like a scholar from where you're coming up, where you're coming out, and then you get there. I love that you didn't allow that to discourage you.
Yeah.
I'd like to briefly mention, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. We're moving to the Q&A right now. So I think the last point I'd like to emphasize is to start applying early. You mentioned that, so it gave you enough time. It gave you enough time to really, really map out your path, reach out to people, reach out to recruiters, and all of that. Wow, such an insightful session. Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
before, I think we have about one or two questions in the comments. We'll attend to that. But I have um, I have about two questions actually that I'm sure some of our audience might also be thinking. So the first question is: did you have mentors, probably people that helped or served as a guide, people that you could reach out to speak to, that helped you guided you through your career journey and academics in the US? And if you did have mentors, how did you meet them? How would you advise our audience to connect with mentors that could potentially guide them through their own journeys?
Okay, so I would say yes. Yes. Maybe I don't look at them as mentors, but thinking about it, they were. So I would say that one person that was really so like friends to like our mentors, like I say these friends, we're all on this journey, and then this person has gotten in and I'm like, hey, nice. Okay. If this person can get in, then I can. But aside from that, I think like one person I would say like it was like a mentor was there was this time I had like a job. I had to travel. Like I went to Ghana, so I met a colleague there. I met her for the first time, and she was like, "You are so smart. You are so young. Why don't you want to do a master's?" And then I told her I've been getting so many rejections, and then she was like, "Oh," she said, "Have you applied to the US?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Why?" I'm like, "This is the second time this is coming." And then from that point, she became like we're living in the same house. So she became like a mentor to me. So she was also going to Canada. So I see her like she'll wake up, she was making efforts for her own self. So like she'll wake up in the night. So sometimes I wake up at night, I will meet her there, we'll be there together, I'll be applying, writing my statement of purpose and all those things. I also like joined like this educational consulting firm too. They really helped enlighten me on the missing link, like telling your story. saying like your story is really important. How you tell your story is like really, really wonderful because I can have very wonderful experiences, but if I don't tell you, if I and that's one thing with Africans, like we feel like we are humble. We don't like to sell ourselves. So we are like, I don't want them to think I'm proud. But come on, like when you come here, someone lifts something, the way they will aggravate it and make it look like so big. So like I realized that, oh, this is the missing link. So like it really helps me. And even in the course of like my applications, like I talked about being on the waiting list for Erasmus Mundus, I reached out to like a scholar that was already there. She gave me like some tests to do if she was going to mentor me. She was mentoring me. She was helping me check my statement of purpose and all of that. Even like for all the schools I applied in the US, I made sure there was a contact person in the school for me. I reached out to them on LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, I'm applying to this school. You're in this program. I see that you are doing so great. You are doing this and that. Just hype them a little. Tell them that, me too. I'm coming to this program. Please, can you help me review my SOP? Can you help me check my statement of purpose, my resume and all of that. And they'll be like, yeah, sure, shoot me an email and they will review it. And I will take that document the next time I'm going to another school because I was applying for the same like courses in different schools. So I would take that one that this person has worked on. I would take it to the next person. When I'm going to the next school, I'll be like, send them an email, send them. So like they kept my document kept improving. So I made sure that everywhere I was going, every school I was going, I either contacted someone in the program or someone in the school via LinkedIn, and I had them check through my documents before I submitted. So that really, really helped me. That really, really, really helped me. I will not take that away. So yes, I would say like mentorship and all of these things, yeah, played a huge role.
Okay, thank you. Wow, thank you so much. That's so beautiful. Then the final question for you before we take the questions in the audience is, so would you say that the choice of your course, the course that you chose, played a very like the fact that you like the course that you chose and you chose a course that aligns with your interests, would you say that it played a key role in your career advancement in the US? Like for instance, choosing the right would you recommend now for instance choosing a course that is maybe in demand or a course that you are truly or that one is truly passionate about?
Okay, very, very good question right there. So first of all, honestly, pick a course that is in demand
Yeah,
because you don't want to come here and yeah, it's good to follow your passion, but somehow find how your passion can also align with certain things. Like I was working as a business analyst, more like a business consultant. Um, just speak to clients, they'll get their problem, do some requirement gathering, do some training, they'll work with like the IT guys to do some implementation and all those things. I liked that aspect of my job, but at the same time, I knew that it would be good to have a higher skill set. And then the world is technology driven. I don't want to be doing something that is not technology driven. Do you get? So
yeah,
yes, I love designing. I love taking pictures. I love videos and all those things. I could have chosen a different path, but then I see that this my interests and this other part that I'm exposed to, there's a way they can come together.
yeah,
So I checked what skills are in demand in the US, and I found out that you can't go wrong with tech. You can't go
yeah,
wrong with because some people naturally they are just in the arts. They are like in the arts and humanity, which is not bad, but find a way that whatever interest you have or whatever course you want to study can be relevant, like in the changing world. So I would say that yes, my job really played a huge role because it opened me up to like the data world and yes, and even helping me to pick courses because most of those applications I was doing earlier, they were like entrepreneurship and innovation courses. A lot of entrepreneur because I like the business part too. But
yeah,
I found out that some of these courses so they were not STEM because being a STEM student, what it does for you is that you have 3 years OPT. So everybody
yeah,
gets 1 year, whether you're in arts, you're in science, you're in STEM, or you're not in non-STEM, you get 1 year. But when you're in a STEM course, you get extra 2 years to work. So why will I go for a 1 year like OPT when I can go for like the one that'll give me 3 years? So it's not like everybody will not be in STEM. honest, everybody will not be in STEM, but make sure that whatever course you are going for is relevant and is in demand, right? Because you are an international student here, you are not a citizen. You need to make sure you need to have something of value that people want to get from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whether you're in business, anything, STEM or not STEM, just make sure that you are picking something that is relevant and you can find a way to, okay, this course I'm doing, how can I relate it to what is going on? What kind of technologies can I use to advance like my kind of career that I'm currently doing? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's like
Wow, thank you so much, Krista. That's so amazing. I mean, I love that you mentioned STEM, which is going to be relevant for this question that we have. So, Rufina is asking, which school in USA can you advise someone who studied electrical and electronics engineering to apply to a master's degree? So, I'm going to answer this by saying Indiana Tech. Indiana Tech is one of ZIM's partner universities. They offer amazing STEM courses. You know, I know of one that is especially related to electrical and electronics engineering. So if you'd like to learn more about this, if you are interested in making your application, please reach out to us at Zoom.co. Just register, and one of our advisors will contact you to consider your options. So the first, our partners to Indiana Tech is an amazing place. And like Krista mentioned, go for STEM. STEM. Hot cake. So yes, Indiana Tech offers amazing STEM masters and MBA programs. So I hope that answers your question, Rufina. Please visit us at zoom.co to explore your options even further. So Ola Taiwo is asking, did they accept HND holder for masters in the USA? Yes, of course, but you would need to conduct something called a WES evaluation, WES evaluation. So, if you'd like to learn more about this once again, please reach out to us at Zim.co. Like I said, one of the things that we do at Zim is we offer personalized consultations. So all of these questions you ask our advisors, oh, how can I convert my HND to a REST evaluation so that it can be accepted by the school I want to apply to. And then we'll let you know, oh, this is how to go about it, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it. Yes, so next, is there an age limit studying abroad? Well, I mean, is there an age limit studying abroad? No. When it depends, your age, how old are you? Of course, like I said, when you reach out to us at Zoom.co, when you reach out to us and when we contact you and you're having the conversation with your advisor, right? Some of these questions will be asked. How old exactly are you? So of course, I don't want to say yes, but it might now turns out that maybe 80 years or 70 years. But at the
well,
same time, I don't want people to clap to it. Yeah, Krista, I
yeah,
wanted to say something.
yes, I don't think there's an age limit really.
Yeah.
Because like when I was in my commencement, like graduation, you hear the president say, "Oh, we had someone 75 years old who graduated in this
Wow.
program. We had a 19-year
Wow.
old and all of that." So I don't think there's actually an age limit.
An age
I just
limit.
think that there might be an age limit for you coming to the US to do a bachelor's. Yeah. So like they're wondering like why you at this age. So like if you're coming here to do like a master's, an MBA, a PhD, I don't think there's really like an age limit really.
Mhm.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Krista. So Obina says how to get a Zim loan and what are the rules for paying back the loans. Okay, how to get a Zim loan? All you need to do is to simply register via our website at zim.co. One of our advisors will reach out to you for a consultation, and the advisor will guide you through all of the details you need to know. For the rules for paying back the loan, I explained rather some of them earlier on. So you don't need to worry about paying back 6 months post graduation, so you can actually breathe a little. I mean, Krista mentioned that she got a job 4 weeks after, and she's paying back her loan. But she mentioned as well that she got a loan, and she's doing really well. So you don't need to be so afraid of the idea of getting a loan. So if this is something you're interested in, please by all means reach out to us at Zimbeco and we'll explore your options. So Bechuku says, I need mentorship. Please. I'm guessing this is for you, Krista.
Well, like mentorship, I'm not sure I know what you mean exactly, but maybe like someone to guide you or help you and all of that. I would say that like if you need to like my schedule is really tight to be honest, and I'm not going to really promise anything, but maybe if you need to review like your documents, your statement of purpose and all of that, I can help. review. But like if you need to know a lot about like this whole application process, I feel like there are a lot of like resources online on YouTube. Like just type US scholarship, you will find like a lot of resources that would really help you like step by step. You'll find so many people because then I was following a lot of YouTube channels. I would follow them. I learned about the whole process. Yeah. So yeah, if you need to review like your documents, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I can help you review your documents. Yeah, so I'll find a way, like yes, to help you do that. But yeah, for a lot for the major mentorship that you will need, I would say there are so many resources that can really, 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 really help you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. And you can also check out our YouTube. So we have quite a number of videos, and much more will be going out soon that would provide valuable information on many of the details that you need to know. And of course, when you reach out to us for your application to your school abroad, our advisors can also really be mentors, to be honest, because they are there every step of the way. So this question says, when is the best time to apply? And does it really help to pick a course in demand or not your background? So I'm guessing that
Mm,
is for you, Oscar.
okay. When is the best time to apply? Okay, so there are like different semesters here in the US. There's fall, there's spring, and there's summer. I would say that the best time to come into the US is actually fall because that's when these schools have like some level of scholarship. Yeah, some schools, that's when they have like they have like funding to give to students. Because if you can get funding, that's great. Like from these schools, why not? That's the best time. You might not get 100% funding, but if you get 50%, that's something. If you get 70%, that's something. Yeah, so I would say like fall is the best time, and the best time to apply for fall, if you're applying for fall of next 2025, that's like August of 2025. I feel like you should have started like your application in like September, this September that's passed. So you have to start very, very early. If you're coming in January, which is spring, you should start your application maybe in like January of 2025. Yeah. So, starting early. And it says, does it really help to pick a course in demand but not your background? Yeah. So, like, I feel like you can pick any course as long as you can justify why you are picking those courses. Because when you go for your visa interview, trust me, the visa officers are curious why you're changing. Why are you changing your course? Why did you study this year? And why are you wanting to change? So it could be that your job aligns, like my job, a lot aligned with my master where I was going to for my masters. And even though you don't have a job that aligns, you can take courses. That's why it comes to telling a good story. Like telling your story of maybe you found a different course, you were intrigued by this, you've taken these courses, you volunteer to do this, you volunteer to do that, you have an experience here and there. So like these things can also help you like navigate navigate the whole like process in terms of like your course, choosing your course in demand and see if like maybe it doesn't align with your background but you want to switch and all of that. Yes, I hope this really helps to answer your question.
Thank you so much, Priska. I'm sure it is. I think we'll take one more question because of our time. It says, how can one continue to work after graduation and not have to be asked to leave the USA after the 2 years? I'm guessing she's referring to the 3 years post
So
graduation for
yes.
STEM.
Yeah, so like if you are in the STEM program, you get 2 years. You get everybody gets 1 year. STEM or non-STEM, you get 1 year. But if you're in the STEM program, you get 2 years. So so that means you have 3 years to work after your graduation. So so many ways the company you're working for, they can file for you, they can file a green card for you. So they file that okay, this person want this person to have a work permit. So great. Another thing you can do is to you can also file for yourself. There's something they call EB1 and EB2. So you are petitioning for yourself that oh, I'm a valuable person to the US and I want to keep staying here and keep working here. There's what that means again is that if you find love, genuine love, and you stay. Yeah. So like there are, I think these are like the three ways I can think of right now. But yeah, I feel like this journey is a journey of faith than a
Yeah.
journey of what you can see at once. So you have to, I'm
Mm-hmm.
a Christian, so like the God factor, you have to like trust God with the process. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm currently here working. I'm working as I'm still an F1 student. My status has not changed. But I'm trusting that, taking steps and trusting that, of course, maybe like in the next 2 years, I would have switched to like a work visa. So like you just have to take it a step at a time. But yeah, so these are like the ways I can think of you staying longer. So if you're in STEM, you stay an extra 3 years. So that will be 5 years with your masters. But if you're in non-STEM, it will be an extra, it will just be an extra 1 year for you. So that'll be 3 years with your masters. Yeah. So
All right. Thank you so much, Priska. Thank you so much, everyone. We've run out of time. I can see some more questions in the comments. Please, for every other thing you'd like to know, if you'd like to get started, if you'd like to begin, please visit us at zoom.com in the comment section and we'll get started with you as soon as possible. This was such an amazing session, Priska. Thank you so much for joining
thank
us.
you so
Thank
thank
you,
you.
everyone, for joining us today. See you at our next webinar. You'll be receiving information about that very soon in your emails. Thank you. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you so much.